What is the creepiest thing that happened in your own home? The previous owner who built our house broke in while my family was at church, tried to get into my locked bedroom, and I could hear him breathing outside my door before the police arrived. When I was 17, my family was house hunting and found a beautiful 2-story house overlooking a river. The owner came to show it personally, a nice older man who'd built the house himself, always smiling and laughing with my parents, never showing any red flags during normal conversation. Maybe I should have trusted that gut feeling from the start. I was standing back watching everyone talk when something chilling happened. During a break in conversation, the owner turned away from my parents, and his expression completely changed. The friendly demeanor instantly transformed into the most sinister, hateful scowl I'd ever seen on another person. He didn't notice me watching since my head was down, and as soon as he turned back to my parents, he went back to smiling like nothing had happened. It made me feel physically sick. I told my mom what I'd witnessed, but she said it was weird, but maybe he was just socially awkward. We ended up buying the house anyway. We moved in and everything seemed normal for the first week. Then the next Sunday morning, my family went to church, but I didn't feel like going. They left around 10:30 a.m., leaving me alone. Around 11 a.m., I heard loud, rhythmic banging outside, coming from the side of the house for about 5 minutes. 10 minutes later, I heard something that made my blood run cold. The breaking point came when I heard footsteps walking around downstairs. Chairs were moving, kitchen cabinets were opening and closing. I heard the refrigerator door open. Someone was definitely in our house, and it wasn't my family. I immediately but quietly locked my bedroom door, grabbed my baseball bat, and called 911. While giving them my address, I texted my mom telling her someone was in the house and that I'd called police. The 911 operator said officers were 10 minutes out. My mom responded she was on her way, but was 30 minutes away. So here I was, a 17-year-old, 5 feet 2 inches, 100-pound girl hiding in her room, knowing full well that if he got in, he'd easily overpower me and take my bat. I was absolutely terrified. The walls were thin enough that I could track his movement through the house. I heard him walking around downstairs for a few more minutes, then heard footsteps on the stairs. He walked down the hallway toward my door. I saw the handle turn and stop. It was locked. Then I heard him just standing there outside my room. He didn't move or say anything. I could hear his breathing through the door. It felt like forever, but it was probably only 10 seconds. Then I heard him turn and walk back down the hallway. I heard the back door open and close. About 3 minutes later, police cars pulled up. Since I'd heard him leave, I went downstairs and let them in. The officers searched the entire house but found no one and no signs of forced entry. When my mom arrived, she looked at my stepdad and asked if he'd changed the locks yet. He hadn't. The creepiest part, and what really validated my story, was the evidence we found. My mom had just vacuumed the hallway that morning, and there were fresh shoe prints that were much larger than anyone in our family wore. The police hadn't been upstairs yet, so the prints had to be from the intruder. Those footprints stopped exactly outside my bedroom door. We immediately had all the locks changed that afternoon. When we told the locksmith what happened, he said the previous owner keeping keys was more common than people think, and exactly why they always recommend changing locks immediately after moving. We never saw the man again, but for months afterward, I made sure someone was always home with me. The thought of him standing outside my door, breathing and listening, still gives me chills. We lived in that house for 2 more years without incident, but I never felt completely safe there. Every creak or unexpected noise made me think of those footprints stopping outside my room. The scariest part wasn't the break-in itself. It was realizing that some people can perfectly fake being normal while planning something sinister. That expression change I witnessed was his true face, and I'm grateful I was smart enough to lock my door and call for help. Always change your locks immediately when you move, no matter what anyone tells you about the previous owners. Trust your instincts when something feels off about people, even if others dismiss your concerns.